I'm Roger Webb and welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little different, I suppose, as I'm not going to turn the machine on. I'm going to answer some of the questions that many of you have written in about CNC routers and purchasing one. So I'm going to tell you today what I would be looking for and what has happened to me in the past, and I've made videos on it as well that you can see. My first machine was a 1690. Now I am an engineer, so I had some idea of what to look for. Rigidity. That means how, the machine I knew had to be really stiff. So I bought a 1690 with a solid cast aluminium base, and it's not a cheap item to buy even back then. That was 10 years ago I bought my first machine, and it cost me then $5,000 US, because I had lots of upgrades, as in 4th axes and 2.2 kilowatt head. Because there was certain things about that I knew, that you could get a larger size tool, you had more torque in the actual router head itself. So I got the machine home here and quickly discovered that there was certain harmonics and vibrations being transferred into the material that I was 3D carving and cutting. Sure, it would do 2.5D cuts absolutely fine, but when it came down to 3D carving at any great speed, the x-axes ran on 2 round rails, and I quickly discovered, even though they were sort of over an inch thick of something similar to hydraulic ram steel, they flexed. When certainly when the x-axis carrying the router head was in the middle of the gantry, there's vibration max. It's transmitting vibration max. So you had to cut the feed right the way down, and it's documented on very early videos 7-8 years ago that I replaced all the bearings right throughout it. I replaced the stepper motors for larger ones and much more expensive ones too. So a machine that initially cost me $5,000 ended up costing me about $7,500 to get it up to scratch. And so what I found out to my cost is that when you sort of buy a machine off Alibaba or wherever, the internet, you don't know until you get it home what you've let yourself in for. And another thing too, you'll see over my back shoulder here, that's Mach 3. Now I know recently Windows has stopped supporting Windows 7. Now that's what Mach 3 was designed for, or that and XP actually. It's okay. It's okay. Mach 3 works on Windows 7, and there are millions of Windows 7 computers around, so don't panic there. You just buy a Windows 7 computer off someone for $150 and off you go. It's not a problem. You don't need it connected to the internet anyway. You don't need to have Mach 3 updated for any reason whatsoever, because Mach 3 is 15 years old and it's well sorted. You don't need another program. I've used it for more than 10 years and it is absolutely perfect, and it will do everything that you want a CNC router, whether it be a hobby for a hobby or for a business. So Mark III will work on Windows 7 computers, whether it be a laptop or a mainframe, Windows 8 and early Windows 10. When I say early Windows 10, 32-bit. Because when Windows 10 came out, it came out with a lot of 50% of the computers that you had were operating on a 32-bit system. It's only recently that everything is now 64-bit. So when using Mark III is absolutely not a problem at all. I would advise, if you was buying a CNC router, that you would want it to work with Mark III with the USB conductivity. None of this 25 pin port business, because that's an old XP. And another thing too I would advise against, and that is any program that sort of they try and push on you. I mean, I started off with NC Studio. That's what the machine came with, and I very quickly learnt that it was, well, I regarded it as not very good. In actual fact, the CAD wrecked 2 computers for me before I found out that that's what was doing it. Don't trust it. I would advise anybody against NC Studio. Wouldn't touch it with a barge pole. So Mark III, well sorted, no need for updates, no need to be connected to the internet. And that's another thing too. If you're operating a CNC router, use a dedicated computer. Use it for nothing else. If you're spending upwards of $5,000, or sort of 60-40, between $3,000 and $4,000. I mean, that's what I paid for mine, and it really was the Rolls Royce. I can't stress that even more. In actual fact, if you go to this is my homepage on YouTube. So if you scroll down, I've actually put some videos together about my 60-40. I love that thing. It was a very, very good machine for a 60-40, and I dubbed it the Rolls Royce. And I believe it really was. It was really well made. In actual fact, it was so well made that I went back to the same company, and I purchased a 60-12 from them, and that's a big step up. That's a big industrial machine. So 2 weeks ago, so now I've switched now to the video listing on my channel, and 2 weeks ago I put a video together telling you exactly what to look for. And of course everything that I found out about CNC routers and exactly what to look for, and all the pitfalls. Now that machine is just behind me, and that's hooked up to that computer. That's USB conductivity Mark III, and that's running on a laptop. And it does absolutely beautiful work, and quickly, because it's an industrial machine. So that's the same company as I buy all my machines from, actually. I even bought the laser from them as well. So that's a good motto. If you find something that's good, stick with it. Same as Mark III. There's no need to have any other program, any of these newfangled programs that I see coming on the market now, new, that you buy their module, which is going to cost you $800, and you plug your monitor into it and your keyboard into it, and it'll run your whole machine, but you've got to use their software. You know, you can't use anybody else's software with it, which is crazy. So it, you know, you're limiting your machine. And I don't know, you know, an awful lot about them, but by what I can see, they're not doing very well. So I would leave probably well alone, unless someone can, you know, sort of tell me different. I do notice that some of the other people that make videos on YouTube have been offered certain products, and they've they've promoted them on their channels and subsequently dropped them like a, you know, sort of a hot brick, as it were. So yeah, they probably found out to their cost that it really isn't what, you know, that people say it is. So stick with what you know, and don't replace, or, you know, don't fix it if it isn't broken. Mark 3. No need to go any further. And well, I hope you enjoy, you know, my videos. I'm just going to start, actually, and that's what prompted this video, me explaining to you. Watch my videos to get some, you know, you will learn through my mistakes that I've made, and I'm an engineer. You know, I've made some real humdingers, and I've videoed it and I've published it to try and show you guys, hey, you know, things aren't what they seem out there. So I suppose I'll draw this one to a bit of a close now, and I've sort of tried to explain to you that you know, you've got to be very careful what you're purchasing out there, because you're not going to be very happy with you know, when the package arrives on your doorstep. It's not going to be what you thought you was purchasing. So you know, watch my videos, please take my advice, because, you know, I've made mistakes even. And over the next couple of weeks now, I'm going to start off right at the very beginning. I use a selection of programs. I started off with ArtCAM. I still use ArtCAM. I still do tutorial videos of ArtCAM. I also do tutorials of Carveco. If you're starting out, you know, there's no better program. You know, I see a lot of people writing on my comment section and sending me emails saying, oh, we haven't got $8,000 to buy Carveco. That's the professional version that companies buy. You don't have to go buying that. You know, you can if you want to. You know, but there's 3 programs in Carveco. There's Carveco, which is the big industrial program that companies buy, and, you know, people like, you know, the Royal Mint, because they use, governments use Carveco to you know, in their mints, to make the coins and the dies for the coins, and you know, to make the to print the paper or plastic money now. That's the program they use. They used to use ArtCAM, but now they use Carveco. So Carveco, knowing you know, sort of this, you know, they have to promote. They have to cater for all markets, so they've brought out Maker, which is equivalent to the old Express, which is the real hobby start-off version. You know, you get 600 reliefs with that, and you can actually put multiple reliefs together. I mean, that's how I started. Although it was called ArtCAM Express at that time, it's now Carveco Maker. And then the next one up is Carveco Maker Plus. You know, I've got that as well. And you can actually, you have 3D manipulating tools in that, where you can manipulate 3D reliefs. But on the other side of the coin, I also have, well, it's not up there now, but I also have Vectrix Aspire, which is, I suppose, a little bit down from Carveco, but it's still a good program, and I use it as well. And I do video tutorials on this and my second channel. Second channel, by the way, is up there on the, where is it? My second channel is, you go to my home page, is here. It's listed there, and you can also get to it if you go to the About and scroll down, and it's also here. That's how to get to my second channel, and there's over 100 videos on there now. That's where I normally put my videos for Aspire. Okay, so the coming weeks now, I'm going to start you right off at the very beginning with a CNC router, how to do the simple stuff and how to start using these programs like Mach 3 and Carveco and ArtCAM, and how to sort of get started with it, and don't go sort of jumping straight in and sort of trying to do beautiful three-dimensional carving and think it's going to come out right the first time, because it's probably not. You've got to build yourself up to it over a period of time. Everybody's learning process is different, so I hope you enjoy this short little journey over the next few weeks of starting off with a CNC router. Look, I'll stress again, just you've got to be really careful what you purchase out there. It took me years to find the right company that I purchased from. So I hope I can give you the tools to find the right machine that's right for you, because there are thousands of different machines out there, and 95% of them, I'm afraid, are not worth half the money that they are asking for. And certainly these kit ones that you can buy, that are constructed with MDF and fitted with stepper motors that probably would are made to run a 3D printer, not a CNC router. There's an old saying, and that saying is, you get what you pay for, and it's absolutely true. If you think that you're going to buy a Rolls-Royce machine for $2,000, well, I can tell you now, it's not going to happen. So, if you're thinking of buying a CNC router, and your budget is $2,000, don't waste your money. Wait a little longer, save a little bit more, and get a machine that you're going to be happy with, and one that you can really use. So on that note, I'll draw this video to a close, and I hope you come and visit my channel, see where I went wrong and what I did about it, and certainly the upcoming videos that I'm going to be making of how to start off with a CNC router and what you can do with one. So thank you for joining me, and it's bye for now.